in the teaching field since December 2010. His research specialization is in money, banking, and financial institution. He has MS Office, SPSS, and internet-friendly computer knowledge. If you want to look here at his teaching experience, so then we can find out that 9 years of teaching experience for undergraduate students for BA and BCom. He has published his research paper presentation, 11 research paper published in journal and magazines, 2 research paper presented in international conferences, 10 research papers presented and published in national seminar and conferences, 2 research paper presented in state level seminar. He worked as a coordinator. And organized 6-day national workshop on effective teaching tools to teach millennial learners from 27th April 2020 to 2nd May 2020. He got second prize for the best paper entitled A Study of Primary Agriculture Cooperative Societies in Maharashtra in 23rd annual conference of Shivaji University Economics Association, Kolhapur, organized by Meena Blain Mehta College of Arts and Commerce, Panchgani, from district Satara. He received Rajiv Gandhi National Fellowship, Junior Research Fellowship, and Rajiv Gandhi National Fellowship, Senior Research Fellowship for PhD. Congratulations, sir. Acted as research person and delivered session on creating e-material, video editing, and uploading e-content on the website in 6-day national workshop on effective teaching tools to teach millennial learners on 27th-30th April 2020. Heartiest welcome, sir. Please take over the session. You can run your PPT. Welcome, Dr. Sunil Chandan Shive, sir.
Okay. Thank you so much, Ma. First of all, I would like to thank the Regional Academic Authority and especially Harsha ma'am for giving me this opportunity to talk on this particular platform. And I would not say I'm here to literate you all, but rather I would say I'm here to educate you regarding the how to use the computer technology in our research. So I'm going to share my screen. Please allow me to share the screen, ma'am.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, perfect. I can see Sir's PPT now.
Yes.
Perfect.
Okay, my PPT is running now. Okay. Thank you, ma'am. So let's start with the presentation. The topic which I am going to talk about, the application of computer technology in the research. So in this title, I have used the 3 important words. Number 1 is about computer technology and research. So before starting the application of these computer technology in research, first of all, we will understand what is the meaning of these 3 words. Then later on, we will discuss the detailed application of this in research, how we can apply this technology in our research field. The technology is nothing but everyone is aware about this. Technology is a tool or machine, can be a software that makes our work more easy. If you use the technology in our research, so definitely we can save our time. For example, the computer, internet, the different software, there are telephone, calculator, different software we can use in our research field, and so that our work will be more easy, and with the help of that we can get the result more efficiently. Then let's throughout this webinar, you already learn a lot more about the research, the concept of research, but I would like to summarize it in a very short. The research is nothing but it is a creative and systematic work undertaken by the researcher to increase the knowledge of particular subject or a particular the topic. It can be to increase the knowledge of human society and the culture. The research is all about the innovativeness, creativity. So here, what the researcher is going to do, he is going to select the topic based on the problem, and on that topic, he used the scientific methods. He set up the objectives, hypotheses, and he used the different statistical tools on the data and try to find out something new. And on the basis of that, he is going to give a suggestion. So research is all about the innovative or finding the new fact related to our problem and trying to give a solution to the problem. And yes, definitely the computer has its main role in our research. Nowadays, the internet, computer, different software are very helpful in our research field. So computer plays a very important role in our research in terms of review of literature review, because the internet, from the internet we can download the various articles, journals, research paper, annual report, newspaper. We can download it from various website, and we can read it, and after reading this review of literature we can use it in our research paper or in our dissertation. So therefore definitely the computer plays a very important role in our research field. The next important thing is the research is very important. The computer is very important to store our data. Yes, definitely. When we download the various articles, journals, software, yeah, when we download the various newspaper, publications, dissertation, thesis, so that we can store it in a computer. We can store it in a hard disk. We can store it in a memory card, pen drive. We can store it in a Google Drive. So that information we can use it at any time and anywhere. So therefore, the computer plays a very important role in the data storage. And third important thing is computer is very important for the research publication. For example, whenever we are going to type the matter, or whenever we are going to write the research paper, so that research paper which we type in a Word format, that easily we can convert it into PDF format, and this PDF format research article we can upload it on the various website. For example, in our college website we upload our research articles, journals. Definitely we can also upload our PPTs. We can convert our PPT into PDF. We can upload it on the SlideShare website. So therefore, in these terms, the computer plays a very important role. The internet software, this plays a very important role to publish our research on the various websites. Now, we'll discuss the next important things you can see on the screen, the voice typing. Because when we are going to type a research article or research paper, then we have to type a lot more. Because in our dissertation, उसके pages कितने होते हैं आपको पता है. In your research article you have to type, लेकिन हर एक का यहाँ पे speed ज़्यादा होता है, ऐसा नहीं है. So therefore we have to use this technology, voice typing, to type our research, to type our the matter in a Microsoft Word document or in a Google documents. So this voice typing is very important. It's particularly to the teachers to prepare the notes for the students, to make a PPT. It is very important for the researcher to write the research paper, project, dissertation, thesis, or it can help to anyone, those who wanted to type the matter fastly in a Microsoft Word or in a Google document. So if you want to type the matter fastly in a Google document, you should have the two important things. Number one, you should have active internet connection, and number two, you should have your Gmail account. So with the help of these two conditions or these two things, you can type the matter fastly with voice in a Google document. So let's see practically how to type the matter fastly with your voice in a Google document. So for that, you have to open a Gmail account. I'm going to open a Google, and already I have opened my Gmail account. I'm opening my Gmail account. After opening a Gmail account, at the right corner you can see there are 9 dots are there. These 9 dots is about the Google app. So here you have to click here. When you click on that, you can see the different options, different app of Google which offering to you. And here, after clicking on that, you have to click on Google Drive. So Drive is here. I'm going to click on that. Now on the screen, you can see the Google Drive is opening now. After opening the Google Drive, what you have to do, you have to click on a new button. New is here at the left side corner. New button is here. You have to click on that, and after that, there is different options will come. You have to click on Google Document. So I'm going to click on it, Google Document. Now you can see this is a Google document. It is look like a Microsoft Word document. So here you can type the matter very fastly with your voice. So first of all, I'm going to give a name to this document. It is a voice typing. Testing. I'm going to type giving this the name, and if you want to type the matter fastly, you have to click on tool button. Tool is here. This is the menu bar. Tool button you have to click, and after that you can see the option voice typing. So I'm going to click on it. When you click on this icon, voice typing, this icon will appear here. This is the icon of voice typing. Then here you can see this is the language. This is the option for language. You can select the language from here. So you can type the matter in any language, whether it is in Marathi language, English or Gujarati, in any language you can type. So I'm going to select the language English India. Now I'm going to change the little size of this font size 14. Now after that, when you click on this icon, whatever I speak, that matter will automatically type on the screen. So let's try. Hello everyone. This is Dr. Sunil Chandan Shive, working as an assistant professor in the Somaya College of Arts and Commerce. I teach economics subject. Okay, it means it is working. When you click on that icon, whatever you speak, that matter will automatically type on the screen. And when you want to change, when you want to type the matter in any other language, so let's try whether it is going to type with voice in any other language. So I'm going to select the another language is about Marathi language. Now I'm going to select the Marathi language. Yes. Now I'm going to type the matter with voice in a Marathi language. So I'm going to click on it. नमस्कार, मी डॉक्टर सुनील चंदन शिवे, सहाय्यक प्राध्यापक म्हणून सोमया कॉलेज या ठिकाणी अर्थशास्त्र विभागामध्ये कार्यरत आहे. Yes, you can see the result on the screen. Whatever I speak, that matter will automatically type on the screen. It means it's working. So whenever if you want to type the research paper or dissertation, thesis, so that you can type easily in any language. So this is the beauty of this Google document. So after typing this matter, here you can convert this document in any other language. For example, this is the first paragraph is about English language, and if I want to convert into any other language, so for that you just need to click on tool button. First of all, you have to select this paragraph, then after you need to click on tool button, then there is the option is there, translate document. When you click on that, you have to select the language, in which language you want to translate the matter. So already I have typed in English language. Now I'm going to convert in a Hindi language, and I'm going to click on translate. Now in the next window, you can see my data has been converted into Hindi language because I have selected Hindi language. So with the help of this trick, you can type the matter with your voice fastly, and you can convert into any other language. So this is the beauty of this Google document. And after that, if you want to save this Google document in your on your desktop, so for that what you have to do, you have to click on file button, file, and after that at the below you can see download button is there. So when you click on download, you can download this document in a Word file. If you want to download it in a PDF document, for that you need to click on PDF document. So that automatically this Word document will convert into PDF, and you can download it in a download folder. So here I'm going to download in a Word document. So I'm going to click on it. Now at the right side, you can see my voice typing test. This document is going to download. Yes, it is downloaded. Now I'm going to check whether my document has been downloaded or not. So for that, I'm going to click on download. And here you can see my document has been downloaded. Voice typing testing. I'm going to open it. And this is the document I have converted into Word document. So with the help of this simple trick, you can download, you can do voice typing in a Microsoft Word document or in a Google document. So this is what the next part of our presentation. This is the step you need to remember what we have learned now. To type the matter fastly in a Google document, what you have to do, you have to open your Gmail account. Then after need to click on Google Drive, then open a Google document. And after that, you need to click on tool button. And after that, you need to select the voice typing, then select the language, in which language you wanted to type the matter. And after that, you just speak, and whatever you speak, that matter will automatically type on the screen. So this is what the step you need to follow. You can note down it, or you can take a screenshot of this screen. So this is what the next part of our presentation is: sources of data collection. This is very important because when you are going to do research, you should have a data. Without data, we can't do anything. To conclude, we are going to find out something. So here, for that, the data can be two types. Number one, the data can be primary data or secondary data. The primary data is the first-hand information which is collected by the researcher from the direct respondent. This type of data is original in nature. So here, the researcher personally visit to the respondent and he collect the information. And this primary data can be useful for the present studies as well as in the future studies. So here, to collect the primary data, what researcher is going to do? He is going to prepare the questionnaire. He take a survey. He do the survey, and he just send the questionnaire to the respondent or to the people through email or nowadays the researchers, what they are doing, they are going to make a Google form. In that they are writing their questions and sending it to the WhatsApp or through email and try to collect the data. So with the help of that also you can collect the primary source of data. With the help of telephonic interview, you can collect the primary data. Then second important type of data is there, that is the secondary data. The secondary data, it means the data which is already available, the data which is already collected by someone. This data can be in the form of, or this data generally collected from the journals, articles, research paper, official government record, books, newspaper, website, annual reports. So from that, generally we collect the primary source of the data. Now, the next important part of this presentation, this is about the EnFlubNet. Because when we are going to collect the data from different sources, you should know the EnFlubNet site. This is the Information and Library Network Center, which is launched by the UGC in the year 1991. It is set up in Gujarat, in Gandhinagar. It is the autonomous body of UGC, and generally EnFlubNet gives the technical support to the educational and non-educational institutions, and it generally manage the data. The data management is done by the EnFlubNet. There are many initiatives like Shodha Ganga, Shodha Sindhu, Vidyamitra. There are Vidwan. There are many digital institutes are linked with EnFlubNet. So this is very important. So now, after that, we'll discuss. There are open source for open access source for information. This is very important because everyone is trying to collect the data from the different sources, and you can collect the data from this open source. मतलब यहाँ पे आपको data freely available होगा. Here you need not to pay anything to get the data. So that data you can get it from the website is called Shodha Ganga. Shodha Ganga, it is the website. It is the largest data depository around the world. Here you can find the more than 281 theses. It means your topic, you can open a Shodha Ganga website, and in that if you type the title of your topic, and when you click on search, you will get the number of theses available related to your topic, so that you can download it. The entire thesis you can download it, you can read it. So number of there are more than 281 theses are available on this Shodha Ganga. So it is freely available. You can use, you can get the access of it freely. The next important website is called Shodha Gangotri. Shodha Gangotri, this is this is the repository for Indian research. तो यहाँ पे आपको Shodha Gangotri में आपको thesis नहीं मिलेगा. In Shodha Gangotri, you have to register, and you can upload your research proposal. You can upload your synopsis, and there are number of synopsis of whether it is of PhD thesis, minor research project, major research project, or emeritus fellowship. So that synopsis of that research project, so that you can upload it on the Shodha Gangotri. So because of this website, you can avoid the duplication of the work. Suppose, for example, if I'm going to do the research on regional rural banks in Maharashtra, and if I'm going to search Shodha Gangotri, the same topic I can get it from that Shodha Gangotri. So therefore, I have to read all the topics related to the regional rural banks in Maharashtra, and I need to find out where is the research gap in between his research and my research, and accordingly I have to select the topic. So therefore, the Shodha Gangotri is a very important website where you can find the synopsis or research proposal for the PhD. Then the third important website is called ePathshala. ePathshala is very important, where you can get the access of e-resources. You can get the e-books, you can get e-content also. A number of e-content, video lectures, audio lectures are available, so that you can use it. You can listen, and you can apply it in the class also. Then another website is called Vidya Mitra. This website also can help you to get the e-content portal. The e-content is very important. E-content is not all about the video lectures only. The e-content, it can be in the form of images, PDF file, Word document. It can be the audio file, interview, telephonic interview. It can be your PPT. So there are many form of e-content, so that you can get it from Vidya Mitra website. Then another website is, there are two important websites are there, that is Enlist and indiastat.com. So these two important websites are not they are not open access. Here you have to subscribe or you have to pay money, and after that you can get the access of these resources. So Enlist is about the National Library Information Services infrastructure for scholarly content. It is also supported by Shodha Sindhu. And indiastat.com, this is very important, because when you want a secondary data, the quantitative data, so that you can get it from indiastat.com. Okay. Then next important part of our presentation is about the data analysis. Data analysis is very important, because sometimes what happens, we have the data, but what to do with this data? Because we are getting the data in the form of raw data, but we have to convert this raw data into information. So we have to convert our data into information. For that, we have to use, there are different statistical softwares are there. So we have to use the different statistical softwares. So in social science, most of the researchers using the statistical package for social sciences, statistical analysis software, R software, and also they are going to use the Microsoft Excel. But I would suggest, because the statistical SPSS, R software, they are not free software. Here you have to pay money. But I would suggest you need to use the Microsoft Excel. because in Excel also you can get the result very quickly, and you can analyze the data in a very efficient way. But you should know the statistical tools, which statistical tools you want to use to get the result or get the outcome from that data. So let's practically understand how to use the Excel to get the outcome or result from this data. So for that, on the screen you can see this is the data about the COVID-19 cases in Maharashtra from 17 May 20 to 22 May 20, and the COVID cases in India from 17 to 22 May. So this data I have got it from the source. You can see the arogya.maharashtra.government.in. So from that Arogya Setu app is there. From that app, I have taken this information. So this is about the information. This is about the This is about the raw data which I have get it from the website. So on that data, what kind of statistical tools I can use, and I can find out something new information. For example, on the second column, you can see the daily new COVID-19 cases. How many daily new COVID-19 cases arises? So that if you want to find out, so you for that you need to click on this row and need to type is equal to and current day COVID cases minus previous day COVID cases, and you need to press enter. You can see the new COVID-19 cases generated on 19 May 2020 is 2,347. And after that, when you drag it, you can see the result, the daily new COVID-19 cases on 19, 20, 21, 22. And if this data you want to show in a graph manner, so that also you can show it. You need to select this data and need to click on insert, and after that you need to click on line graph. You can see the result continuously increasing from 17 May 20 to 22 May 20. Then I'm going to delete this graph, and suppose I want to know how many percentage of COVID cases in Maharashtra in India. So for that you can use the formula. The formula is very important. Everyone need to use this formula. So for that what you have to do, you need to type is equal to in bracket current is equal to in bracket current day COVID cases minus divided by the COVID cases of in India bracket close into 100, and I'm going to press enter button. Now you can see there are in Maharashtra 34.37 COVID cases only in Maharashtra. So when I'm going to drag it towards the next row, you can say this COVID cases in Maharashtra is going to increase from 34.37% to 35.16%. So this is about this raw data you can convert into information, and on the basis of that you can analyze what is the percentage share of the COVID cases of Maharashtra in India. Then another important tool I want to use, what is the growth rate, whether this corona cases in Maharashtra, whether it is increasing or decreasing, what is the trend, what is the growth rate per day, growth rate of corona cases. So for that, if you want to calculate, you need to write is equal to in bracket current day corona cases minus previous day corona cases bracket close divided by previous day corona cases. You can get the simple growth rate. It means growth rate, the corona cases has been generated around 7.64% from 17 May to 19 May. So when I'm going to drag it, you can get the information. Okay, this is about these are the statistical tools you can use to get the result. Now, another important tool I want to use. What is the average number of corona cases occurred in Maharashtra during 17 May to 22 May? So for that, I can use the statistical tool, that is average. So for that, I'm going to write is equal to, then writing average. I'm going to select it, and I'm going to select the row from 17 to 22 May, bracket close, press enter. Now you can see the average number of corona cases occurred in Maharashtra, that is 36,149 during 17 May to 22 May. Now, another important statistical tools I want to use, that is correlation. It means correlation. It means there is a whether there is a relation in between two variables or not, or what kind of relation is there in between two variables. It means I want to know whether when the corona cases in Maharashtra is going to increase. So at that time, the recovery rate कैसा है? Whether recoveries are going to increase or decrease. So I wanted to know this. So for that, if you want to calculate the correlation, for that you can write in the next row is equal to and type correlation, CORR. You will get this function. Select it, and after that you need to select the corona cases in Maharashtra, then type comma, then corona cases in India, select it, and bracket close, and press enter. Now you can see there are the answer is almost very close to 1. It means there are perfect positive correlation. It means there are number of corona cases increasing, at the same times the recovery rate is also increasing. So therefore, this is what this statement I am making on the basis of this result, on the basis of the statistical tool which I have used, that is correlation. So you can use this. The another very simple, the minimum value, the minimum number of corona cases, if you want to find out from this all data. Actually, I have taken very small number of data, but if the data is in a large numbers, so at that time you can use this functions to find out the minimum corona cases Maharashtra में कौन से दिन पे थे in from 17 May to 22 May को. So for that I'm going to write is equal to, then write mini, MIN. I'm going to select it, select the row and bracket close is equal to. The answer is 30,706 cases. Minimum cases occurred in Maharashtra on 17 May 20, and maximum cases occurred for that, right, is equal to max, again select, bracket close and press enter. Maximum cases occurred in Maharashtra on 22 May 20, because maximum cases कितने हैं? 40,642. And this is about the another the statistical tools. It means in a short I would like to say this kind of this kind of statistical tools you have to use in Excel, and you can find out the result, and on the basis of that you can analyze the data. So this is what the Excel can help you a lot to get the result. Now this is about the data analysis. Now the very important component of the research I would like to talk about, the plagiarism. Plagiarism is very important. This is the most important component of your research. So plagiarism is about plagiarism. It means it is nothing but it is an act of presenting others' work or ideas as your own. It means here what you are going to do, you are going to copy the text of others authors and you are going to using in your research, and you are not going to give a credit to them. So at that time the plagiarism can occur. It means the plagiarism is a one kind of cheating. It is a thief of intellectual property right. So therefore we have to avoid the plagiarism. But if you are not if you are ignoring to the plagiarism, and plagiarism occurred in your research paper, then you should ready to face the consequences of this plagiarism. So therefore we have to avoid the plagiarism. So generally in our research paper or in our research article, प्लेगरिज्म हमें कहाँ पे देखने को मिलता है? जनरली इन आवर रिसर्च थीसिस, PhD thesis, and there are two important chapters in which you can find the maximum amount of plagiarism. Number one is the introduction chapter, and second is a review of literature chapter. So therefore, so be careful to about the plagiarism, and whenever you are going to use the text of any author or any research paper, please give the references of to this references in that at the end of the chapter. And the plagiarism also occurs when you are going to translate the somebody's work in your own words. It means the same idea you are going to present in your own language, you are going to just change the word. So उसको एक word paraphrasing. So if you are going to do paraphrasing or you are going to translate somebody's work in your own words, so at that time also plagiarism can occur. So therefore, please take a note of it. Then the plagiarism also occurs when we are going to use the images or pictures when we take it from internet and we use it in our presentation. So whenever you are going to use these pictures or images from internet, so please give attribution or credit to that author, credit to that photographer or to that website. So there are many of websites are there which gives you the copyright free images like pexabay.com. Google search images के अंदर भी आप copyright free images you can find out. There is another website is called cccreative.commons.org. From that website also you can get the copyright free images. Then the next I would like to tell you how to avoid the plagiarism in your research. So to avoid the plagiarism, first of all you have to cite the source. जहां से आपने टेक्स्ट कॉपी किया है and that you are going to use in your research paper. So please give a citation. Please cite your source in your research paper. Then second important things, please maintain the diary. It means whatever you are going to copy the text or using in your research paper, please take a note of that article or journal in your diary, and and after that please note every references and at the end write the references. The next one, the present you try to present your idea in your research paper. Yes, you read the various articles, journals, but after that you make your statement, you make your ideas and present it in your research paper or in your research thesis. Then to check the plagiarism, there are many softwares are there. With the help of that, you can check the plagiarism. But I would suggest don't use the free version of software to check the plagiarism, because when you are going to use the free version software to check the plagiarism, there is a possibility to use the data by someone, by that company. So therefore, please avoid it. Rather, I would suggest please use the paid version of software to check the plagiarism. So for that, I will suggest there are four important softwares are there. You can use it to check the plagiarism. Number one, the Urkund. Number two, Turnitin. Number three, Right Check, and number four, Plag Scan. So these four important software can help you to check the plagiarism. Now, next important part, and this is the last important part of our presentation, that is references. Give a proper references, give a proper citation in your research paper, in your research thesis. So for that, I would suggest if you are going to write a research paper, then use the Mendeley software, because that will help you a lot to give a references in a appropriate in a right in a particular style which you wanted to type. For example, there are many style to write the references, like APA style, MLA style is there, Chicago style is there. So for that, these styles you can use it. So for that, let's practically understand how Mendeley software can use to give a references or to give a citation in your research paper. So for that, what you have to do, you need to open a Google. I'm going to open a Google. in a Google, type Mendeley desktop. The net connection is quite slow. In the Google, type Mendeley desktop, and after typing the Mendeley desktop, you will get the website of mendeley.com, and open it and download the Mendeley desktop software in your laptop or on your PC. And after successful installation of Mendeley software, this software look like this. On the screen you can see this is the desktop screen of my laptop, Mendeley desktop. Now we will learn how this Mendeley desktop software can use to write the citation and references in your research paper. So I'm going to open this Mendeley software, Mendeley desktop, and after opening the Mendeley desktop, you can see this is the interface of this software, and here on the other hand, I'm going to open the Word document. This is about my research paper which I was writing on a study of current status of women entrepreneurship in India. It is about just a rough draft is there. And on the screen you can see, when you click on references, you can see my Mendeley software has not installed. So for that, first of all, you have to install the Mendeley software in your laptop, or sorry, in your Microsoft Word document. So for that, what you have to do, you need to open the Mendeley software, and you need to click on tool button, and after clicking on tool button, you need to click on install MS Word plugin. I'm going to repeat again. You need to click on install MS Word plugin. I'm going to click on it, and it is asking me, it is install, click OK. I'm going to click on OK. Now again I'm going to open the MS Word document of my research paper, and again I'm going to click on references. Now you can see on the screen, after clicking on references, open Mendeley software has been successfully installed in my Microsoft Word document. Now this is my research paper. Here I want to use the text of others article in my research paper. So for that, I'm going to again open a Mendeley software, and here I have to import the various article in this software which I'm going to use in my research paper. So for that, I have to import the article in this software. So I'm going to, for importing the article or importing the PDF document, for that you need to click on add के ऊपर एक button है. You have to click on that, and after that you need to select the article which is in a PDF format. I'm going to select it. I'm going to click open on it. You can see the article has been imported. Again, I'm going to import another article is called the status of women entrepreneurship. I'm going to open it. It means you can see my two article has successfully imported in my Word document. Now after that, when I click on this document, you can see at the right side, this is the detail about this article. You can see the article titles, author, journal name, year of publication, pages, all you can see. This is the second article is there. All the details you can see at the right side. And when you click on, I'm going to open it, this article, first article, title is Our Government Schemes. I'm going to open it by double clicking on that. And if I want to copy the text of this article and I want to use in my research paper. So for that, I'm going to copy this text and I'm going to paste it in a first paragraph. My screen is visible, ma'am?
Yes.
Please reply. Yes. Okay. Again, come to the point where we have imported the two articles in this software called Mendeley. So I'm going to copy the text of this article and I'm going to use it in another my research paper. So I'm going to open the article and I'm going to copy the text and I'm going to paste in my research paper here. Now you can see I'm going to copy, I have copied the text and used in my research paper. So for that, I want to give a citation. So for that, what I have to do, I need to click on in the after need to you need to click on references. In a references, you can see the option insert citation. So I'm going to click on it, and it will ask me the search through title or to author. The title was starting from our government, so I'm going to select our government this, and I'm going to click on OK. Now you can see on the screen my citation has been added. The author name is there, Shah and Mahajan. And if I want to if I want to add the another citation at the end, so for that again I'm going to open a article, the another article, and I'm going to copy the text from this article. For example, I'm going to copy this 2 line and using in my research paper, and I'm going to paste here. And after that, you need to click on insert citation. It means yeah, again you have to search by the name. The name was, yes, original research article. Then select it. Then you can see the citation has been given, and I will take only 2 research paper which I have added, which the text of that which I have added in my research paper. And after that, I want to give the references. So to give a references, what you have to do, you have to click on insert bibliography. When you click on insert bibliography, you can see the references. 2 references has been added. The 2 references has been automatically added. This is the style of in a style you can see American Political Association APA style is there. And if you want to change the style, what you have to do, you need to select the text references and you need to click on style button. And I want to use the another style is called MLA. So for that you need to click on more style, and after that MLA style is somewhere at the down, scroll down, select it and use the style and click on done button. You can see my the reference style has been changed from APA to MLA. It means with the help of this we can change the reference style also. So if you want to write the article and want to give a proper citation to your research paper, you need to give a citation and references with the help of the software is called Mendeley. So this is what the Mendeley software, and this is what about the presentation. Thank you. This is the end of the presentation. If any questions, please ask. I will try to answer. Hand over to Harsha ma'am.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir. Excellent session. Excellent session we experienced today, sir. And very so I request to all participants, please share your experience, or if you want to ask some questions, if you want to share anything or any thoughts in your mind, or if you have any queries, feel free yourself to ask question here. We have 5 minutes in our hand. Just go through that quickly. You can raise your hands, unmute yourself, and then you can ask. Thank you. 2 more participants are there who raised the hand.
Yeah. Thank you, Harsha ma'am. Hello.
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
Am I audible? Okay. Thanks a lot, Harsha ma'am and Suyak sir, for a wonderful opportunity you have provided for everybody regarding research and all. And I just want to congratulate first of all to sir for giving such a useful information to all of us. My question is that how to convert raw data in information, and which software is useful, Microsoft Excel or SPSS? Hello.
Yeah.
Harsha ma'am. Okay, I'm just repeating my question. How to convert raw data in information, and which software is useful, Microsoft Excel or SPSS?
Madam, generally in SPSS, when you use the software, in a very less period of time, you can get the result uh, by using the different statistical tools. Like जैसे कि in a SPSS, you can get all type of result. Like you can get mean, mode, median, descriptive analysis. You can get the correlation, regression. In a 1 second, you can get it all the information very quickly. But in a Excel software, you should know the formula, and this is very important. And this the all the statistical tools, uski result up you can get it in a Microsoft Excel also. But the SPS software is quite it is not free. So for that you
Okay.
have to pay money. So therefore, I would suggest to, with the help of Microsoft Word document, Microsoft Excel document also, you can get the result very quickly. But
Yeah,
you need
yeah.
to
Thank you.
understand the formula of that. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Now, I think there is Manjusha ma'am hand is raised. Just unmute yourself, Manjusha ma'am. Manjusha Nandeshwar. Can you listen to me?
Hello,
Yeah.
hello. Am I audible?
Yes.
Yes. Yes,
Harsha
ma'am.
ma'am, thank you. Harsha ma'am, I want to thank you from my deep of the heart because you have given us for this so precious opportunity. So I want to thank so much to sir for for his precious guidance. I want to congratulate him. Really, sir, you have rocked on the platform. Whatever there, whatever there were
Thank you.
gaps in the last 4 days, 4 days webinar,
Okay.
you have filled all those gaps, sir, very clearly. And I am now very
Thank
much clear, crystal clear about the action research. I have no questions in my mind because you have cleared all the things for me as per my as per my learning.
Thank you, ma'am.
And once again, thank you so much, sir. And I raise my hand only for congratulate you personally. Thank you so much, sir. Over to you, Harshana.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, ma'am. If anyone wants to ask question, within half minute we can do it. Okay. Who wants to ask any or want to share something?
Okay, just before we move forward, I wish to remind you all, don't forget to fill in the feedback link. It's coming in the chat box. So please click and fill in the feedback link. This helps us to improve. And I think the next announcements are by you, Harsha. So over to you.
Okay. Thank you. Tushar sir, is there any questions in chat box or any replies? Okay. Thank you. Thanks a lot, Sunil sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
We are really overwhelmed with your today's session.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for the opportunity, ma'am.
Yeah, so we need to integrate technology similarly into the curriculum
Yes.
instead of viewing it as an add-on, an afterthought or an event. Today we got wonderful ideas on using technology as a tool, role of computer in literature review, research publishing, voice typing, sources of data collection, infiltrament, open access for information, data analysis. I think this is an important part of any research because we are trying to conduct the research, but when the documentation and the analysis is needed, that time we get confused, and I think you clear all the things. Thanks a lot for that. Then the player, we have to use that mainly. I think this is one of the best application you suggested, and I never go through that, but now I will apply it. Thanks a lot for that. So
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
glad to, yeah, thank you. So before going for the vote of thanks, I'm glad to announce that in upcoming days, we are coming with wonderful webinar with our panelists with an exciting topic. So just tune with our Mumbai English Teachers Club page. Just go through it for the next week and we will announce about that, the new webinar. We will conduct it only for 1 day and that will be definitely help for your CPT. So you can find it on our official page of Mumbai English Teachers Clubs. Also, you will get all the PDF and feedback links just now. So you have told you about that. And now this is a time to say thanks to all the participants And the most important is that gratitude is the sign of noble soul. So I owe my thanks to today's speaker, Dr. Sunil Chandan Shive sir, Dr. then our Deputy Director, Ram Mumbai, our RAD team, Mr. Nadeem sir, who is the backbone of our ELT enrichment of Maharashtra, then our famous blogger Suyak sir, then Tausif Ahmed, who is supporting us for the technology, then Tushar is also here. So thanks to all the official supporters and all the cheerful, knowledge desirable participants. Thanks for joining us for 5 days, and keep tuned with us. Very soon we are going to make a big announcement for you. Thanks a lot and have a safe and sound life till the lockdown. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.